Boxing Writers Association, the greatest fighter, the one man who they think is the greatest fighter of all time. And the man that finished third is Joe Louis, the heavyweight champ.
Billy Conn is actually ahead on points. Billy has been boxing brilliantly, using speed of foot and sparkling combinations to capture the lead in this fight thus far. Conn is giving away 25 pounds to the man rated by many as the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. Watch this tremendous flurry by Conn. Louis is hurt. He's in desperate trouble. He grabs Billy for support. Let's look at that great flurry in slow motion stop action photography. Conn gets in that ripping left. Billy lands another jolting left on the champ's chin. Conn's definitely looking for that knockout. In round 13, Louis shoots in two blistering rights and a left. He knows he's got to knock Billy out to win this fight. This is one of the greatest heavyweight championship fights in years. Watch Billy come back with a sensational flurry of punches. Conn is desperately trying to finish it right here and now. But the great Brown Bomber has other ideas. Watch him go to work on the light heavyweight champion. Now it's Louis coming on. This time it's Joe who has Conn groggy. Louis lands a punishing left-right combination. Conn is trying to last out the round. Watch the final 6 dynamite punches to the head, which finally put Billy down. As the referee calls off the count, Billy will vainly attempt to rise before the fatal 10, but he doesn't quite make it. In sensational fashion, Joe Louis successfully defends his world's heavyweight championship against the magnificent light heavyweight champion of the world, Billy Conn.
For 10 more electrifying years, the Brown Bombers' explosive fists will devastate challengers as quickly as they can climb to the top of the heavyweight ladder. The Brown Bombers' dynamite punches will thrill audiences and scramble all opposition for a record 25 world heavyweight title defenses. Joe Louis becomes a legend in his own time, adored by fight fans throughout the world, respected and feared by all heavyweight challengers, and eventually, after his retirement, revered in boxing's Hall of Fame as the greatest heavyweight champion of all time.
There's a strange twist to this Boxing Writers poll. They voted Ali as the runner-up of the heavyweight division, and yet they pick him over Joe Louis as the second best fighter of all time.
We pick up the action in round 5. The champion in white trunks is ahead on points, but Joe in blue is starting to come on strong. Torrid punches to the body and head by former champ Smokin' Joe Frazier. Joe would love to regain the heavyweight crown. Here in the 14th round, it's still very close. A torrent of blistering punches staggers the former champion. Joe Frazier in trouble here in the 14th round. Throwing bombs at Frazier. The champion is going for a knockout right here. Frazier staggered again. It's unbelievable that Joe Frazier is still standing. This is Muhammad Ali at his very best. Deadly accurate, blinding combination. There's the bell ending this torrid round. Both fighters walk wearily to their corners. By far, Muhammad Ali's best round of the fight. The doctor comes in to look at Joe Frazier. The fight may be stopped. Frazier's cornerman will not allow Joe to receive further punishment. Heavyweight champ Muhammad Ali stops Joe Frazier in the 14th round in one of the greatest fights of all time.
And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the poll of the boxing writers, the best fighter of all time in the history of this country, a welterweight champ, a middleweight champ, and nearly won the light heavyweight championship, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Robinson in white trunks and LaMotta have fought 5 times before, and LaMotta won only one of those fights. LaMotta is determined to hold on to his title, and here in round 11 tries to end it. Backing Robinson against the ropes, he opens up. Now LaMotta really pours it on. Robinson getting hit from all angles, but the gallant welterweight champion can take it as well as give it. He takes everything LaMotta can throw, and then, showing why he's one of the greatest fighters of all time, comes back punching furiously. These are 2 great champions at their fighting best. We now go to round 13. It's Robinson, after weathering that terrific barrage of punches, coming on to take charge. LaMotta seems to be arm-weary. He's tired, and Robinson, sensing this, opens up. Robinson snaps vicious jabs, follows with solid lefts and rights to the body and head. Robinson here in round 13 is going to land the hardest punches of the fight thus far. Stinging combinations with both hands will have the champion practically helpless. At this point in his career, LaMotta had never been knocked off his feet, but we don't know what's keeping him up. The referee wisely stops the contest when LaMotta is unable to defend himself. Sugar Ray Robinson, rallying from the brink of defeat, wins the middleweight championship of the world from a courageous Jake LaMotta.
You know, Sugar Ray Robinson won by a vote of 4-1 over Muhammad Ali as the greatest fighter of all time. Now, is Sugar Ray your man, Larry?
I think so. I've never seen an athlete who brought more to his job, his performance, than Sugar Ray Robinson. Not only as an athlete, but his glamour as a performer as well.
How about you, Bill?
I agree, and he's the best. He's the best thing I've ever seen in the ring. And I was talking about combinations before. Now there's a man that could throw combinations better than anybody. He could box, he could punch, he could take a punch. He did everything.
He also had a style, Larry, I think you talked about to me earlier about Sugar Ray, a style as a champion, in the ring, out of the ring, that made him a champion.
Yeah, he felt like a performer. I think he might have been the first athlete, or certainly the first boxer, that really felt this rapport with the audience. It wasn't just fight fans, it was an audience out there. The way he bowed to the audience, the way he carried himself away from the boxing arena with the entourages and the cars and so on and so forth. And the way we know the truth of this is that Sugar Ray means something in this country still. He touched something deep within everyone about how he performed, and especially within the black community of the time, because we still feel that when some kid comes up and he looks slick, he wants to call himself Sugar. Sugar means sweet and classy and classic.
Will we ever see another fighter like him, Bill?
Well, I think I'm of the belief that there's always somebody comes along to top the king, and there'll be somebody coming along, but I don't see anybody in the immediate future. I don't see anybody that perfect, almost perfect. He did everything so well in the ring, and I want to add that he was a great businessman too, you know, for himself. The only people he really gave headaches to were promoters and signing a
He had a little
contract.
trouble with contracts, didn't he? We want to thank Larry Merchant and Bill Gallo for working with us on this show. We hope you've enjoyed this series. You've seen history, you've seen the best, and you've seen some of the rarest film in all sports that is available in America today. And so, we have crowned, through the Boxing Writers Association, the best fighter of each division, and Sugar Ray Robinson as the greatest prize fighter who ever lived.